Hello and welcome back. Okay, so last time I decided to take a rather difficult, nasty fight against some undead. Perhaps I shouldn't, or at least I should have played it differently, so we did end up paying for it. Esvig is the biggest loss. He was with us for, well, a long time. A very long time. Was he with us for the entire run, actually? It seems not quite. Anyways, he was also the prophet of Davkul, so now we need a new one. We also lost Niels, that's fine, and we also lost Geralt, which stings a bit. But his melee defense was so bad that it would have happened eventually, probably. So there we go. In any case, I need to mentally adjust to the fact that even though it is almost day 300, we just cannot do all of these camps, at least not yet. So, yes, we need to be careful, we need to think about what we're doing, and I need to try to focus more in the difficult battles. So we have a bunch of injuries as well. I've treated most of them. I didn't treat Ludger's injuries, there's just so many of them and it's so expensive. We'll just let him sit out for a long while. Armor is also damaged, so we should probably camp here for a bit. I'll replace this armor. Let's camp for a bit. There's also a follow the tracks contract here. That's a nice rebound thing we can do. So let's wait for a bit and then we take that. One more tick of repairs. Alright, there we go. Follow the tracks. Southeast. And we will switch armor if that seems like it's prudent, and it seems like Randulf and maybe Gerhard will be recipients of such. Alright, so let's see. Well, it is a two-skull contract. Let's not fight in the forest, let's fight in the tundra. Okay, let's switch this armor into something else. So let's see, it is currently 100. I might not have a great replacement piece, so I might actually... 43 hit points. Well, he should be in the back line if he's in this fight. And I'll actually give him a shield for this. Try to keep him alive. It seems I don't have a fantastic replacement armor. So we'll go with that. Gerhard's hit points are low. Of course, we don't even need to have a full party of 12. Friduhelm is at 68 out of 97 hit points. Should still be fine. Alright, let's leave out maybe Gerhard. Or give him a shield as well and have him... Yeah, let's give him a shield and have him in the back line. Something like that, and we'll see if they actually do anything in this fight. And also, let's see, this guy has 48 hit points. Shouldn't be in the front, actually, so who goes to the front? Alvar, I guess. Something like... I don't know. Let's use Peter... Well, I don't know. Let's use actually Friduhelm there. How about this? Something like that. Well, actually, yeah, let's do it like that. Minor changes. Will they make a difference? Who knows? Alright, so yeah, Randolph does need to be careful. So the combat speed is low, let's increase it a bit. So there's multiple things at play when we do so poorly in some of these more difficult fights in the camps. Partly it's because I'm making mistakes, partly it's because I'm making mistakes because I just don't quite know how to handle Hardened, and partly it's because of this origin in specific, where finding powerful recruits is perhaps a little bit more difficult, at least if you want to keep them around. So many factors at play. Mostly it is some kind of incompetence though. I will be harsh with myself. In any case, they seem to be content with their positions, so let us advance. I mean, despite our state, this should be quite easy overall. So we will move in with most of us. Okie dokie. Do I shoot already? Probably not, but maybe. That hits 3. Let's just advance one more tile, I think. Thank you for the vision. Alright, so this was level 5. Yeah, this is the guy I want to be careful with. Well, one of them. Alright, and this is a level 3 miner. So once again, someone who needs to be babysat. To some extent. Okay, let's use Fahad here. And I suppose Gerhard will be doing something, will he? Nah, I don't need him. Let's just have him stand back there. So why is he in the fight if he's not doing anything? That is a good question. Alright, so if I want to get decisive going, I start doing things already. But I get 2 attacks if I wait. That was a bold move. I'm really liking the pole arms in this run. They've been performing better than I thought they would. So maybe I should have expected them to perform well. With my past experience with Reforged. Okie dokie. Oh, whoopsie daisy, you were inspired. Well, that's what I mean about making mistakes. I do be making mistakes. Okay, Randolph, move in. Ether is fantastic. I mean, one of the reasons why this run has felt so difficult perhaps is that we've been a little bit unlucky with the promised potential backgrounds. Ether is the only success, and we see how powerful they can be. Anyways, I know I've lamented the fact that runs get way too easy after a while, so it's definitely a good thing that Hardened is living up to its name. Alright. Just move in. No one gets to leave. Okay, well, no one levels out of that, but it's all progress. Alright. Believe we will visit Lugnstead again to sell most of the things that we've accumulated. And I should probably try to be a little bit conservative with recruiting at the moment. I'll sell some of this junk. I suppose the money difference is not that huge. But we'll likely find something else to sell along the way. And now we definitely have enough throwing nets for a little while. Mayhaps one of the mistakes I've made in this run is not trying to build a specialist character to use those. I can still fix that. Perhaps. In any case, let's leave. Go through Hornvolt. Well, I suppose we'll stop by at Gunheim as well, see if there's anything new. Since it's here. Alright, doesn't seem like there's anything. There is a one skull contract of hunt down unholds. Do we care about unhold pots anymore? Maybe. Also, yes, not that I remember. Well, then again, you're still damaged. Also, actually use this, that's heavier. So, unhold pots. We could still perhaps use those. Though I have some here. We don't need the hides necessarily. Not that many of them at least, but how about the bones? We could make some more bone platings. Okay, fine, I'll take it. It's also, despite being a one skull contract, it's pretty nice money, since we're paying so little per day in wages. Anyways, where are these unholds? This way. They cannot be far. Okay, 4 to 6 regular ones. I'll just go with the same lineup. And Fridohelm is no longer injured. Randolph is still a little bit damaged, but only a little bit. He can go into the front. Sure. We'll go with this. And probably just hold where we are. Someone might get stunned. That's fine. In this battle. So I could also use Hold Steady already, but I'll use it later. So stun me if you'd like. Would you like that? Yeah, I could actually advance, get the second wind thing. Well, okay, sure. Yes, they would like to stun us. Only 2 of us, though. Gerhard, you can pretend you're a frontliner for a little bit. The cleavers are teaming up. This one will probably die pretty easily, so I'll go for that one. Positioning the gunner is a skill I need to actually learn better. This might hit Sven. So that's what I'll do, I guess. Pretty nice. So now with the gunner... I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We'll just shoot one. Doesn't actually do anything since it's just going to regenerate its hit points. But at least we're trying to do something. Okay, step there. Did I do something with Helmer? Why can he not hold steady now? Is his armor different or something? I forget. Oh, it's because he's using the battle standard, probably. Because it weighs more than the Goblin Pike. Yeah, that makes sense. At least I think that's the reason. Sometimes I don't quite know what is the reason for a specific thing that happens or doesn't happen, and then I might make an assumption that's actually incorrect. So apologies if I sometimes make those mistakes. But I'm trying to not make too many assumptions these days. Might be that I fail at that endeavor on occasion, though. In any case, one unhold to go, please. Just put it in a plastic bag. We'll eat it later. There we go, and this time we actually level. Horik has reached level 11. Now, I did give Horik Inspiring Presence, which might have been a mistake. But let's see if he rolls a nice resolve roll. He doesn't, he min-rolls. Well, I'll try to patch up the resolve on the future levels, I guess. I'll take the hit points and the fat. Yeah, that's a little bit awkward, because I didn't take into account the 10% resolve malus that you get from this. So, perhaps a slight mistake on my part. Anyways, I think we'll go with Executioner out of the options here. So one could argue for other things. But I'll go with the damage perk. Alright. Dieter has reached level 16. Takes defenses. Alright, let's see. So Dieter is level 16. Does that mean he's high enough level to be considered for the Icy Cave? So level 19 for Randolph. 16, 17, 17, 17. So it seems like Dieter is still not high enough level. That's a shame. We can't really do the Icy Cave with the options out of the 4 highest level characters, I don't think. So I will wait on that. Anyways, Mainolf is level 6. Takes hit points at least. And melee skill. What else? So might not need that much fatigue. But might not also need more resolve. What armor is he going with? Nimble, it seems. Unless I purchase Battleforged later. When he succeeds with Promise Potential. He will succeed. Let's think positively. I'll take the maximum fatigue roll here. And perk point goes into Bone Breaker. Which is something I've really hated in this run. When faced with fallen soldiers and fallen heroes, especially. When they have maces, they're absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, Leonhard, level 4. Takes the melee defense, takes the fatigue, and takes the resolve, I guess. Could also take the range defense. I would definitely take it if he had anticipation, but he doesn't. I'll patch up the resolve. Alright, and let's take... probably Brawny already. We'll go with Battleforged for him. And speaking of Battleforged, we can make his armor heavier now. So there you go. Anything else? I have this nimble armor. That should probably be used by someone. It's better than this, but do I want Sven, who has decent defenses, using that? How about Horik instead? Yeah, let's use it on Horik. That makes a lot of sense. Gives him more fatigue as well as a better nimble value. Alright. Also have these helmets. Yeah. So that's Eswig's old helmet and his old armor, I believe. So this helmet might actually go to Horik as well. But is there a better candidate at the moment? Randolph is already using a pretty nice famed helmet. Probably go with Horik, yeah. And also we have the Firebringer's closed helmet. Does anyone want that? Yeah, Alvar is also nimble. Use that helmet instead, I think. And the armor is a little bit heavy. I mean, it's fine. Fine-ish. Probably go with that for now, but yeah, the question is about this helmet. So it's not quite good for Battleforged, especially if you have Man of Steel. Because you want some weight on your equipment. How about this guy, actually? It's a lower durability. It's probably for Leonhard, yeah, sure. It's not necessarily that big of a upgrade. Might even be argued this is a downgrade, since it's lower durability, but we'll go with that. And also, since I have this weapon now, I should really try to find someone who uses this. But we probably, once I do actually find someone to use it, we probably skip the tier 3 hammer perk. Full force, I believe, it's what it's called. Because that will spend all of the action points. And we don't need fatigue help if we wield this with -3 fatigue cost for weapon skills. In any case, let's return to Gunheim. I'll need some medical supplies, I guess. Let's see if there's any here. Yes, there are. Tools, nice price. Also get the smoked ham. Okay, and then we go to Hornwald. So I wonder how we'll accomplish the undead ambition. We have 2 out of 4 done. But the undead locations we're finding, for the most part, seem to be rather difficult. Guess we need to look for the easier ones, if those can still be found. Skip these recruits. Alright, so let's go to Lugnistead. So this place, for example, I don't think we can do. We've taken a look at it multiple times and we were actually stronger back then. So we'll just ignore it. Sanctum of the Dark Arts. Hoping we find some barbarians along the way. Yes, we do. No champion, several chosen. Well, we will take that fight. Randolph, you can stop using your shield now. Though I might end up regretting that. I'll also give Gerhard a jacket. Well, actually, let's do it like this again. So Helmer can have the jacket pike. Gerhard can have the banner, despite being traumatized. So this weighs 8, and this weighs 15, and that, I think, made the difference between being able to use those tactician abilities. So we'll go with that. Also Alvar, I guess, will continue using this ball flail until he's a little bit sturdier. He's level 8, yes, but still. So do I currently even have anyone? Does Mainolf, for example? Mainolf has promise potential and he has hammers, so he might be a hammer user. Eventually. This guy is a tank, so it seems like there's only one candidate in the lineup for the hammer. And once again, I won't keep Monolith around, I don't think, if he fails the potential. In any case, let's kill some barbarians. Okie dokie, let's begin. Okay, Sven handles these two. Hopefully he can manage it. And this flank is taken care of for the most part. So let's go for these two in the middle. One of them seems to be going for the adrenaline. These ones are also adrenaline. That's... well, actually all of them are. How dare you? That's rude. Well, that probably means we take some damage in this fight, sadly. Oh well. I suppose it's within their rights to fight to the best of their abilities. With all of the tools in their toolbox. Right, go for stun. Yeah, there's the adrenalines. Well then. That's a bit nasty. Their initiatives are very low though, so we should for the most part get to act first. So for hard, for example, shoot, it seems. Well, actually no, this guy is faster. Well, we'll take some damage. But we should overall be fine. Knock on wood. Can I even provide Inspiring Presence with Gerhard? Let's see. 70. Resolve. 70 there. 67 there. 81. Well, for Friduhelm, I suppose. Though if I want to use this, then I don't get it. And I guess I would like to use it, actually. So never mind. Alright, let's see. So Fahad actually, yes, does get to act before this guy. Though I am slightly confused as to why. Because this Chosen has more adrenaline. Is it perhaps because we used adrenaline before? I don't see really any other reason for it. I thought if multiple people used adrenaline, it would be based on the initiative though. But it seems we are all acting before they do, and the only reason I can think of is that we just used adrenaline before they did. Well, in any case, we'll try to take advantage of that. So I should have gone for Bearded Blade probably, but then again I can maybe get a stun. Right, move one tile, I suppose. If I move away, well, we can always move back for the 3 allies there. Stun success. Okay, hit in the head, but it doesn't actually do much. I'm surprised it dealt so little. I guess it's because of the Vanquisher effect for 25% less damage, because we don't even have Steel Brow. What was the chance, by the way? Chance 5. Okay, well, sure. Hit in the body, that's fine, obviously. Moving away doesn't necessarily do anything good, so I suppose I won't. You guys can handle that, so move there. Alright, let's see if Monolith is punished. He is not. Good for you. Okay, Bearded Blade, maybe? It's a little bit unlikely. Let's just deal damage instead. Fractured Hand. Oh, whoopsie daisy, no 3 allies for you. Let's see, what is the shield's condition? Okay, doesn't take too much. And yeah, I keep on failing with the positioning, with the leverage, it seems. Somehow, despite this run going on for quite a while, I keep forgetting about such a simple thing. Well, there we go. Alvar has reached level 9. Max rolls melee defense, max rolls melee skill. Does he want more fat? So he's going to be a duelist. Even with finesse, he might want some. Yeah, I think I will take the fatigue over the ranged defense here. Okay, so is it time to try to reach the front line? Which means I would take parry now and give him a flail. This one, I believe. Not like there's much choice available. Yeah, probably do that. Sure, he can be officially... Well, he is in the front here, but let's give him a frontline weapon. And mark it down what he actually is. And we might... Well, actually, no. We won't give him a shield. He has parry, but... Oh, in some fights, I guess Randolph might use a shield. Also, we haven't needed this even once, so I don't know. Might be carrying it around for no reason, really. Okay, continue to Lugnistad. Sacrifice was on day 289, so there's time. But I believe we'll go south. Get an indebted. Look for recruits. Speaking of recruits, are there any cultists here? No. Alright, let's sell things. Selling price is 20. I don't remember exactly, but I think Hardened for the Kraken requires like 3 unhold hides. If it's more, then we'll just get more. But I'll keep 3, I guess. Okay, at this point, maybe get rid of this cultist leather robe. Yeah, I will. I have plenty of armor options. Let's see if I want to get rid of any of them. 240 helmet, yeah, I don't need that. 281 can stay. 180 12. No, that's just worse than this one. Let's get rid of that. Also get rid of these, actually. And I don't know, should I keep this crossbow around? I'm not giving it to my gunner anymore, so it would only be for if I find a new ranged character. Let's see, what is the actual situation with the food? I think we perhaps want these. This is also worth buying, so I will. Okie dokie. So nacho trophy pots, let's see. Do I still actually want to craft those? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay, fine. We've lost some along the way. Also, let's make the bone plating, yeah. There we go. So the bone plating, do I have an armor piece that would currently... Also, should I make this something else? Do I have something better? Yes, this is just better. Let's use that. Whoops. Should have been using that. Anything else? Also, I might actually spend the attachment on that. And actually, you can hold on to that. Yeah, maybe actually use the attachment on this part. So maybe I would prefer... Yeah, actually... I suppose I would actually prefer the unhold fur attachment. So this can be something better. Like that, for example. Anyways, yeah. Feels like a waste. I'll just give it to Fahad's armor. Give is not the right word. Not the right verb. But you know what I mean. So yes, the nacho trophy. Actually give it to you, since your resolve for now is low until you're an actual cultist with candles. So the dog can go to you. Alright, there we are. So what are these? Delivery and caravan. Suder Sunday. I've probably checked so many times exactly what is at Suder Sunday. But let's check again, and we find there's actually nothing there, so we won't take that. Let's have a drink. Okay. And down we go. I wonder, should I scout this area again? Would there be something new there? Maybe it's maybe it hasn't been long enough. Let's go down south. Okay, there is at least one cultist. And it's going to be a no from me, dog. Okay. Delivery to Sudersande. Well, no. I'll get the bread because some of this stuff will probably expire. Eggholz is next. Three skull contract. They want us to drive off brigands at Plunderers camp, so we already know that place. So I'm not actually exactly certain how the... Okay, we find... Well, I'll finish my thought. I'm not exactly sure how the contracts that deal with those camps work. I believe at least the one skull contract will actually overwrite what's at the location for an easier lineup. But from what I've seen, I believe the same might be actually true for the 3 skull contracts in Hardened. Also, it might just be Reforged behavior, or I might just be, I don't know, misunderstanding, misremembering things. But based on how difficult the camps seem to be, and based on the contracts that we've done, it seems like even the 3 skulls will actually downgrade the defenders to some extent. So, in a long-winded way, the conclusion there is that I don't think we could do that camp without the contract, but with the contract, we might be able to do that without too much difficulties, despite it being 3 skulls instead of 2. In any case, we find a thief. Let's see if we get a free recruit. Give that poor guy some food and water. You lose smoked ham. And yes, indeed, he does want to join. Well, we'll see if you're worth it. Well, fine. You might as well join us. Okay, well, earlier on he would have been okay. He's cocky and brave. 2-star melee skill. He's not good enough to keep around for us. Especially when he's competing against better candidates for conversions. Anyways, do I want to clear off those brigands? There is a cultist here. And he as well isn't very good though, so no. 2-star range defense, no anticipation, no parry, 3-star hit points, etc. I'm tempted by the wild man to see if he's dumb, but let's pass. Okay, so is it on the plains? Yes, it is on the plains. Well, I guess I can test my theory. We can cancel the contract if it seems too tough. Let's see. Let's see how difficult this would be. So it's also an elite location, so... Yes, it seems to be slightly downgraded. I think it's still tough, but it's doable, so we will do this. There's a robber baron, several brigand highwaymen, a swordmaster and a master archer, and others. So I did say we need to be careful and mindful of what we do and take on, but I believe we can do this. So let's do it, but let's wait for night time, I believe, so that means we do something else for a little bit. It's morning. And we will also use nets, so who uses those? Also, Ludger seems to be back in action, so I guess I could use him instead of Gerhard or Leonhard. Probably use the nets with Leonhard, actually. We can make his armor also lighter. Let's leave out Gerhard. And let's see. Move Horik into the back line. Let's give you nets. I'll even go with the sturdier nets. Okay, we need to make his armor lighter though. Let's see if I can find a good balance. Did you have steel brow? You do. Okay, so take a lighter helmet for this. Also with vision -1 at most. So we'll go with actually this. Okay, 54 is not fantastic still. It's okay. It's not fantastic. I'll give the dog to the gunner. That matters a little tiny bit. Okie dokie. I'll actually use the gunner on the northern flank. So, will we find anything to do in the meanwhile? Doesn't look like it. Well, let's just head back. Wait for dusk. And take a final look at the lineup here. Is there any changes I'd like to make? Maybe Alvar should also have a net. That will also delay him actually being in melee a little bit. Let's actually use you on this flank as well. Try to have the heavier damage in the middle and the north. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to take into account. So let's go. Plunderers camp. At least I'm semi-certain that the 3-skull contract actually downgraded the lineup here. So we'll use the adrenaline, well, the blitzkrieg, etc. later, as usual. Also, once upon a time, I believe we had a falcon, but we don't anymore, so it's a little bit tricky when you can't see. But with the gunner, we should be able to see something at least. So is his helmet actually minus vision? No, okay. Anyways, let's move a little bit with Sven. Only a little bit though. And I'll already step forward a little bit with... Yeah, there we go, that's vision. There's the robber baron. Robber barons come with, let's see. Fresh and furious, yeah. So they can move up to you, and if they have... Well, actually, yeah, with this weapon he can always attack one time. He has a winged mace, so that means... Does he have bone breaker? Yes, he does. Okay. Well, that's going to be a netting target. Wait there for now, wait there for now. Also, I don't see the sword master. Well, somewhere he lies in wait. Alright. So there's 3 one-tile entrances here. Let's get to it. I'll wait with you. Riddle helm here. Rude. Okay, and Helmer moves up, and we start using those tactician abilities next round, most likely. Fahad is over there, so I guess he handles this flank. Let's move Horik like here. Okay, and do I use the Rolling Death or do I just... I don't think I will. Not with Alvar, not yet. We'll just rely on the netting. That's the plan. I suppose it also comes with some defenses, so I maybe should have used it. Maybe. I might even go as far as using a net on highwayman. Definitely don't want to be hit too many times by a military pick, for example. Anyways, let's see. Fahad where exactly? I think he'll move this far actually, so... Let's move Alvar here, or even one tile further, maybe? We have Randolph on this flank if a nasty enemy comes that way. So sure, let's move this far. Okay, Gunner. Perhaps here? Or there? Eventually? Sadly no high ground. Well, we'll move here. Okay, there's the Swordmaster, yes. So we'll definitely want a net on him. Okay, Ludger. Yeah, that's probably fine. So I could also, I guess, work under the assumption that at least one of them will flank here. In which case, Ludger on this flank makes sense. Does make sense to an extent. So if I move here, there's a couple of options. I can also use the passing step to move around. So if they do go for flanks here, how bad is that? Peter is there, but he might be busy with other things. I guess I'll use Ludger here. We'll see. Okay, Dieter, do you move in already or do you just hold? Probably don't move in yet. They should be moving on us since Fahad is within range. Don't move in. Okay, Leonhard. We have a net here, so you handle this flank, and that will be used on the Robber Baron. We do Helm as well, don't move in. Randolph, wait. The Swordmaster is in, has engaged with Alvar. So we'll use the net and probably Fahad and Randolph and also Mainolf to handle that. Time to Tactician. Okay, no decisive for you. And no decisive for you either. Slightly bummed about that bone plating absorbment there. Okay, let's wait for the net, obviously. Somewhat, obviously. Oh, rude. Morale hit for Fahad. Morale hit for Alvar. Okay. Can't use this. I can go for a headshot for this guy. Or I can get the next net out. We might still need more. I suppose I can wait and decide. You as well wait and decide, I think. Might be able to boost his resolve level. Swordmaster will be difficult. There is even a chance that Alvar does die in this fight. Okay. Interesting choice by the Robber Baron. So Fresh and Furious is still in effect. Now if I engage with Ludger, which I guess I will, we don't have quite enough damage for a while. Anyways, the Gunner. Yeah, probably go for this. Hits 3 of the backliners. If I wait, it seems like there's probably no one else within range anyway, so start doing things. That's pretty good. Is there any reason to reposition for one tile? Probably not, so I'll just end. Okay. Good job. Use the first net. Get the next one out. No one's next to Friedhelm. I'll work on this guy. And Randolph has to deal with this one before we can go for the Swordmaster. Go ahead and reactivate this. Okay, best of luck to you, Ludger. Let's engage from there instead of here. Not sure if it matters. Actually, if I engage from here, that's 3 allies for Horik. If I move there... Okay, never mind. Let's do it from there. Start doing things. 94 chance, by the way. Okay, and speaking of Horik... 71. No. And no. Okay, let's leave that kill for Dieter. Mainolf needs to move away. I can try for the 33 stun. Or I just deal damage there. Let's deal the damage. Step away from the fire, please. Okay, and Alvar. Attack first and then get the net out next turn. Maybe. Fahad still wavering. $49. Only 32 on the Swordmaster. Okay, I'll go for the 49. Still wavering, huh? Okay, let's see. This shot. Well done. Okay, headshot 95. Excellent. And we also do get the overwhelms for once. Because of the Blitzkrieg. Okay, just attack from here. Nice. You wait. Don't step into the fire, so I guess you wait. The fire doesn't deal like that much damage, so I suppose I could step there to have a chance at the Swordmaster. Okay, never mind. I convinced myself. Fails. Take some armor damage. Very nice headshot. There we go. There we go. I'll once again, I guess, skip the decisive. Will I? It's a little bit strange to have that if you're so incentivized to wait. Well, I am. I could also just move in. Even on the Robber Baron, perhaps. Nah, let's go for this guy. Let's keep the decisive. Okay, Alvar actually has a chance here, so I guess we go for the kill. Kill instead of the other options. There we are. Nice. And actually I forgot, he does have the Vanquisher ability. Well, it seems like no more nets used by Alvar in this fight. Just move in. Okay, deter. Nice. And since I don't have 3 allies, might go actually for the Master Archer here, maybe. I could also even move in melee range. Arming Sword, 58 melee skill. I'll start moving closer to this middle and the northern flank. Netted. Shot. Shot. Oh, that hurts. Well then. God damn it. Monolith. No! Well then, well then. Okay, well, there goes one of the promised potential characters again. God damn it. He had 3-star melee skill. Should have seen that coming, I guess. Anyways, Robber Baron misses Ludger. So do we need another net? I don't think we do, yeah. So instead, probably do nothing. Or move like here to free Sven. Later on. Well, I skipped the net and then I miss an 84. So might pay the price. If I had moved in melee with Fahad, I suppose we might still have... What was his name? Sven, not Sven. Monolith. Damn it. Should have realized with his hit points and lack of survivability perks that would happen. Okay. Acts in 11, acts in 3, acts in 13. We probably get this with Ludger. This was going so well. Yeah, I did take the risk there, moving into the fire, like some kind of something. Speaking of risks, is this a risk, moving here to attack? I don't think it's worth. Let's wait. Okay. Just activate this now. So fatigue intensive to be a flail duelist, it seems. Anyways, Ludger is actually performing very well with this Warbrand, despite his traumatized state. So yeah, once we get the next Prophet of Davkul, we'll of course have way more possibilities of using those fatigue intensive skills. Like this two-handed cleaver and these flails. Rest in peace, Monolith. That was my fault again. Anyways, there we go. 3 level ups. This is from here, I believe. Unruly Berserker Coif. Well, it's alright. Nimble Helmet. It's not fantastic, though. This was wielded by Monolith. Okay, after the battle, your men round up what brigands remain. The survivors beg for their lives. One looks more like a kid than a man, but he is the quietest of them all. Slit their throats. Altruism is for the naive. You have the prisoners slaughtered. That was for... What was his name? Monolith. Okay, some levels. And we have 12 in the fighting line, and 2 indebted. Sven, level 10. 2. So more resolve is good in a way, but if I want to benefit from inspiring presence from Horik, then I don't want to go too far. I guess I can still take a +4. If I'd like. I can just take the fatigue roll, though. He perhaps doesn't need more fatigue, though, since he's mostly attacking twice per turn. Mostly. He might be inspired, though. Anyways, the perk goes into 1 with the shield. And then he'll have 1 more perk point which goes somewhere. Perhaps doesn't get battle flow, since we'll also have the Prophet of Davkul, and like I said, he'll only be attacking twice, usually. Anyways, this level. Let's take the +2s, and... So he's already at 62 resolve. Well, that's after the Nacho trophy. I guess it doesn't hurt to have more fatigue. Also, yeah, it helps with the other axe skills. So I'll take the fat. There you go. Ludger, level 18. Tempted to bump up the resolve, actually. Tempted. He's getting minus 40%, so I'm only getting 0.6 resolve per point spent. If my math is correct. I'll take the hit points. Leonhard, level 5. I'll go ahead and take Underdog over the other options. We'll have him using nets for a while, I guess. Unless the fight itself, of course, doesn't really demand it. Okay, Mean rolls the melee defense, sadly. Max rolls the maximum fatigue. Also take the range defense this time. And have a Nacho trophy, actually. And yeah, I found... Or did... Did we actually... What the hell? Why do we have 2 of these? Surely the other one wasn't from the camp. It was wielded by Monolith. I guess I just missed it. 285-11 helmet. I mean, this is a barbarian headpiece. I don't know. I suppose I've just missed it. So that's actually better than the Chieftain Spitfighter helmet. I guess I'll give it to Fahad in that case. And then this piece... Oh yeah, Leonhard. Yeah, I switched his helmet to be a lighter one. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, we have this. Unruly Berserker Coif. We have 2 of these kind of mediocre famed barbarian helmets as well. But first things first. Could replace the Blade Dancer's head wrap, I guess, for Helmer. Is there anyone else? Maybe like Alvar? Does make some sense. So it's not nonsense. Okay, let's give it to Alvar. Well, okay, there we go. Let's return to Eckholz. I suppose that promised potential character might have failed his potential, and also we do have 2 others who are competing with the conversions, and I don't have any cocaine, so I don't know, maybe that's not that big of a loss. Okay, this guy might have been good, but he's not dumb, so he's not good for us. So we might have too much food, but I'm not going to be checking exactly if I've overbought it. Might be that I recruit some new people as well. Okay, Schwertfeste, no famed weapons. Famed shield is here. Don't think we need it. Yeah, we already have a better piece that we're not using currently, so we'll leave that. Recruits. Okay, there is a cultist. And it's going to be a no again. How rare is it that I'll find a good cultist for this stage of the game? Perhaps it's very rare. I'll skip the other backgrounds for now, I think. Training hall? Train up Leonhard, and let's leave it at that, I think. Okay, selling price is 18. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Actually, not that. I need it. So many daggers. Winged mace, do I keep that around? Perhaps I do. Let's keep it for now. Might be someone actually uses it. Maybe. Maybe. Perhaps a little bit unlikely. But mayhaps the case. Okay, that's kind of similar enough to this, so I'll sell that. Yeah, we can sell these similar weight ones. 148. Well, I'll sell one of them. I'm not using these brigandine shirts. I'll sell one, I guess. So I'm not using the gladiator harness, maybe ever. Sell the gladiator harness. I'll keep the brigandine shirts for now. Those can be sold for a better price. So we're done. Let's go to Dornberg. Day 300. If I'm not mistaken, that should mark the end of the camp scaling for the campaign. But I might be mistaken. Because it scales with time in Hardened. Okay, there's nothing here. It seems. Okay, well, we move on once again. Let's go to Weights and Stats. Bertram the Dirty. Yes, sure, why not? 2-star melee defense. Promise potential. It's a little bit weak. Yeah, I think we'll skip. We will skip. Okay. Anything else that I care about here? What are these? I might take this. Splitterberg. Yeah, sure. We can spawn something. We can spawn a thing. Sure, let's take it. So this is going to be the lineup no matter what, though I might make some changes in case we get attacked. Well, let's go slowly. The zoomy days are behind us for now. Maybe one day again. Okay, this event. Could have read that, of course. Just some flavor. Battle Brothers is like one of the very few games in which the flavor text is actually worthwhile to read, though. Steel Wielder. Okay, I've never seen that Hedge Knight name. Alright, well, let's defend the caravan. So we want some nets for this. We have some nets. Steel wielder, huh? Alvar, you don't need nets for this. Hopefully. We'll just use Leonhard's nets. And might be that Steel Wielder himself doesn't need nets, but the Swordmaster maybe. Okay. One thing as well that I might have been making mistakes with is just trying to force my way into those promised potentials. Now I did say we did get unlucky with them outcome wise, and I've also gotten plenty killed, which is mostly my own fault, of course. But maybe if I had just focused on solid lower tier backgrounds like thieves and I don't know, I'm blanking, I don't know, fishermen, something like that, whom we could have converted, then maybe things would be going a little bit better here. We are a successful mercenary company though, despite the setbacks. Go ahead and attack, or wait. Oh, wait. Okay, so Swordmaster here. Probably use the net. Here's some Steel Wielder. No famed weapon, so has a famed helmet it seems. Slightly disappointing. Ever so slightly disappointing. Okay, let's wait for the path to be clear to the Swordmaster. And also the champion Steel Wielder is going this way. Alright, let's see. 70 resolve. I always need to check. Well, I could get Inspiring Presence for Alvar. How about you? No. 61 for Fahad. So if Fahad moves there and this target is alive, then maybe. Or if I move like here and Fahad moves there. It's probably fine. Sure, I'll just move there. Wait, just in case I actually want to remove them. That's 3 allies for next round, as long as I position accordingly. Well, okay. Let us try that. So you there. Okay, Gunner. Here. That was a nice one. So I don't remember, but I think perhaps in Legends and maybe even in a Vanilla, this Warbrand weapon does have a split attack. Not here though. I don't actually want to Vanquisher move there, so I'll just attack this guy. Okay, maximizing that Inspiring Presence. Maybe Albert just waits where he is though. Maybe he's not feeling confident enough. I don't know. Maybe move on this guy. I mean, that's fine, yeah. So now if I'm... well, I don't know. Sure. Let's do this. Well, this is easy. So far. Champion still there. Okay, and don't even attack. Just wait. Just wait. Fine. Fine. Just do it. You can do it. Alright, so the champion has 62 melee defense. We might want a net on him as well. I mean, that would simplify things a lot. Getting hit by a two-handed mace is not a fun time. Unless that's your kink. Or be it for me to judge something like that. Alright. Try to move. What the hell? Aim plus 10 from underdog. Why? Is it because Fahad is counting as round? But that should still only be 2 rounds. I actually will read the underdog description. Who has it? You do. Gain plus 5 melee defense for every enemy surrounding you except the first one. So I believe you should only be getting plus 5 unless I'm missing something. He's gaining plus 10, so I don't know. I don't know. In any case, once again, Inspiring Presence, like here. Don't need to worry about this guy, do I? Not much, at least. I don't know. Getting hit once by that is surely fine, though. Surely. And get the net out and step there. Okay, might be getting hit by this nasty weapon, but we have the Vanquisher effect. At least if, let's see, Action 15, Action 11, yeah. Also, this guy will actually be leaving, yeah. That's what will happen, unless I engage there. Also, were you not inspired? 81 resolve. Oh, never mind. Just go for it twice. Alright, shoot again. Actually attack this guy, though will we even get to kill him? If I use Fahad, then I guess so. That feels a little bit greedy, but I think it's fine. Yeah, as long as we don't get hit again, and we should be able to accomplish that. I'll use the net just in case. Perhaps unnecessary, but let's try to guarantee not losing Randolph to a stupid Hedge Knight champion. There we are. Okay, so we got his helmet. 336, weight 17. Thank you for delivering it to us. So let's see. Do I use it here? So I want to keep the weight up, is the thing. So I guess I don't. or Man of Steel. But let's see. Yeah, that stays there. So who else is Battleforged? Well, Leonhard will be. I guess for now it might go unused. Also, should this be something else? Maybe. I don't know. Seems like it won't be used, actually, for now. Someone will use it eventually, though. We'll keep it around. Maybe we'll sell 1 or 2 of the Barbarian famed helmets. Since it seems like those won't get any use either. Anyways, that was a pretty good fight for us. Splitterbug. Has been raided, and there's also a rebuilding effort. Well, damn. Well, damn. Oh yeah, the Holy War is going on, by the way. Here's Hakon, the beggar. So, for the Holy War, if I partake, I guess we might partake. Maybe. We probably side with the North. I haven't fought the Southern troops in a while. Hakon seems to be a keep, actually. He's a drunkard. He's loyal. Promise potential, of course. 3-star range defense. Does have anticipation. Okay, yes, he's a keep. Now, hopefully, this guy I can keep around. He has some survivability perks, at least. Yeah, pretty decent find. Hopefully he will live, and hopefully he does get to succeed. Let's give him gear. Jacket Pike. Promise potential meta. Don't have a dagger anymore. Well, you can have a bandage and a net. Now let's make this helmet lighter. Actually, sure, you can have a famed one. You can have that. Or actually maybe the lighter one. Can I make this lighter? Or at least more durable? Seems like the answer is no. Okay. Don't need food. One overflow of tools, sure. So I won't partake in the Noble War yet. Also, actually, one thing, and also not the Noble War, the Holy War. And also one thing that occurred to me is that I can't get indebted if I side with the North. So perhaps we either skip the whole affair, or I side with the South. We'll see, we'll see. El Hadet. Alright, here we are. There's the arena. There's a couple of contracts. Weaponsmith, nothing. Alchemist, nothing. Recruits. So we need one indebted. There's a couple of cripples. I guess I'll check them. Yamal, the Bound. Welcome aboard. Join the others. Have some nets. Okay, I'll also mark it down. with the company for 44 days. Okay, Zahid. I'll mark it down because if I actually pay someone to bugger off, as in fire them, then experience will get distributed with everyone. So let's try to get rid of the indebted in the order that they have been with us. So I'll mark it down here. Idle child Malik. Jamal the Young. Okay. Let's check the cripples, I guess, but unless I find like something spectacular, we should not keep them around, because once again, the next sacrifice is closing in. Okay, this one is a skip, I believe. Not horrible, but a skip. How about this one? 2-star melee skill. Night Blind Optimist. I mean, not terrible. If he succeeds. We can do a little bit better. Let's trust in Hakon. Place my trust in him. Okay, 1 skull, drive of nomads. I don't know, maybe. And move to the abandoned fortress and defend it against northern incursions. Maybe as well. Arena. Hyenas. 4 hyenas. That seems very easy. Well, I guess it's because... Probably because we have... well, it's frenzied. But yeah, it's probably because we have a level 1 with us. So let's see. 4 frenzied ones. They will overwhelm, is the thing. I don't know, we probably do that. I mean, it's only hyenas. But I'll save it for next time. I have some things to do in my life. So thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.